Are you too embarrassed to take a leap of faith into the dating world? Do you constantly overthink that you are going to put your foot in your mouth and your worst fear will eventually come true? Even though a first date can be the start of a wonderful relationship and a better life, it is not without its stresses, okay? Reality alert. Dating can be awkward, unsettling, and frightening, and it can make us examine ourselves and our perceived flaws in a harsh light. These worries may seem especially exaggerated if we start dating again after a breakup, a divorce, or protracted period of sobriety. But it doesn't have to be that way. If we can get past these fears that prevent us from dating, the experience can be enjoyable, exciting, and energizing. So let's dive in deep today. Like and subscribe. What if I'm not good enough? Do you believe that you lack the qualities necessary to attract the attention of someone who may even want to develop a loving relationship with you? If so, where did that belief originate from, and how is it currently benefiting your life? Instead, try telling yourself that you deserve to be in a happy relationship and giving yourself permission to do so. There is someone out there who will be there to fulfill your desires. Now, it can be hard to believe that someone will want us, especially if we feel that we lack the qualities that someone may find attractive. Remember that there is only one of you in the world, so it's best to just be yourself. For the right person, you won't be too much or you won't be too good enough. You will be perfect for them, just like Goldilocks and her porridge. What if her boundaries differ from mine? What if I don't want to be hugged or kissed by them? Take the initiative and go with your gut feeling while giving them the chance to say no. If you find yourself in a situation where you are uncomfortable with physical affection from someone, it is important to take the initiative and set boundaries. If you are unsure, ask them a simple question like, would you prefer a handshake or a hug? What if I don't want to have sex on the first date, but they do? Well, say no. Inform them of your feelings if you want to enjoy the romance before jumping into bed. Given that you want to date someone other than yourself, I'm hoping they have different boundaries than you. It's at the point of discussing boundaries for the both of you so that neither of you cross them and cause any harm to each other. What if she doesn't like me? The fear that a woman won't like you for you is a very common feeling and shouldn't make you feel silly. A lot of people feel self-conscious when they venture out into the dating world. It's a very vulnerable position to be in, and it often kind of feels like you're exposing yourself a little bit. Even if you think your best traits might not be immediately noticeable, remember that you don't have to present an exaggerated version of yourself in order to impress someone. Instead of pretending to be someone else, it's crucial to present yourself as the best version of you. If they don't like you, they aren't the right match for you. And it would be better to find that out on the first date, right? Rather than waste time with the wrong person. There will be those who adore you, those that admire you, and there will be those that will despise you too. There is no way to please every person you come into contact with, so don't stress yourself out to the ends of the earth trying to make everybody like you. It's just not possible. What if there's no chemistry? Within less than 1/10 of a second, we form an intuitive opinion about a new person. These conclusions may be incorrect, so it may be beneficial to set them aside as you consider the person's other characteristics. Check what your head, heart, and your gut are telling you about them. If it feels like you are on completely different planets from them, if they are evoking conflicting emotions in you, you need to identify the source of that and conduct additional research if needed. If everyone agrees, politely end the date and continue your relationship. Even if your intuition is sending you mixed signals, use other methods to evaluate a person before you do make a decision. Don't stress yourself out about there being no instant spark or a blast of chemistry that we see in the movies. That's actually pretty fake. When you're trying to regulate your emotions and keep calm, as well as introduce yourself to someone new and make a good first impression and then remember not to drop your drink, etc., it actually becomes pretty overwhelming to remember everything and then to actually look out for this spark. So let yourself get over the initial anxiety of meeting someone new, and if there is an immediate spark between you both, you will feel it when your heart rate has calmed down. What if we don't have anything in common? Having a fear of not finding something in common with a woman when you first meet her, this is completely normal. It's possible, and even if you don't, you'll at least know the truth. Ask open-ended questions to learn about their past and their future, such as, and what experiences have shaped you? And also, what are your dreams for the future? To find out if you can connect with them on a deeper level. Spend some time getting to know them and pay attention to what makes them happy. Make sure you provide enough information about yourself though, so that they can understand what is important to you. Through this conversation, you can get a better sense of whether you are compatible with them and if the relationship has potential. With over 1 billion people in the world, you are going to find people who like something that you dislike and vice versa. Don't be alarmed. Opposites can attract. Use the difference as a conversation topic. Listen to her tell you about all those things that she finds interesting, and then you can reciprocate. What if I talk too much and then embarrass myself? If you disclose too much about yourself to the wrong person, or maybe too little to the right one, yeah, I get it, this can be a little bit embarrassing. Make sure the first date is in a public area that is safe, where you can leave early if it's not a good fit, or stay longer if everything goes well. If you decide they are not a good fit for you after, say, a 30-minute coffee meeting, you can leave right away. A lengthy, pricey meal with an inappropriate companion might result in one of you using the restroom and slipping out the window. Giving gentle but sincere feedback at the end is preferable to simply just disappearing, ghosting, and not returning. It was great to meet you, but you are not really what I'm looking for right now, or something similar. I'm hoping you do find the right person though. To cut a long story short, you will most likely embarrass yourself at one point. This is completely normal and human, but the trick is to not care that much about it. Don't give embarrassment that much power over you that it consumes you and stops you from doing fun things. Who really cares if you embarrass yourself? I don't deserve kindness. Having intrusive thoughts about your worth and what you deserve is very common, especially when you are entering a new situation where you have to basically boast about yourself in order to win. Feeling pressure to present yourself as the best version of you can be overwhelming, leading to questions about your own self-worth. You do deserve to meet someone nice, everyone does. So turn off that nagging voice in your head and consider where those ideas actually come from. If you repeatedly choose to be in abusive or unhealthy relationships, you are doing so for a reason. So get some therapy to help you break that pattern if it is the result of, say, some past abuse or circumstances, and find a partner who will recognize you for the wonderful person you truly are. Try to remember that she may be feeling somewhat similar to you when she first meets you, she just won't say anything. And it's also very common for women to pick themselves apart too. So if she also feels insecure and undeserving, then you both might as well shake those thoughts out of your heads and just start with a clean slate. Helpful advice. Here are some helpful reminders to keep in mind on a daily basis. Be positive. It's possible that your previous dating failures are making you anxious and worked up. This is entirely normal, but it can significantly affect how you feel about starting a new relationship. So consider all of your positive experiences rather than dwelling on your negative ones. Perhaps you engaged in some particularly lovely conversation with others, or went on a few dates that left you feeling incredibly confident and seductive. You should concentrate on these as you begin dating again, because they will significantly reduce your dating anxiety. Our minds almost automate our thoughts over time as our brains create their own patterns. If we think X, we will have Y. We experience sadness if we go on a date and don't enjoy it. Now, our minds begin to send those signals as a matter of course, even when we're not currently experiencing anything. Our minds are wired to follow behavioural and emotional patterns. So when we think about dating, they automatically tell us, wait, dating makes you sad, so you need to feel sad now. Which is why we might be feeling depressed if we do start dating. Does that make sense? Take a break. Keep in mind that you are always welcome to take a break. You might decide to take a break once you start seeing someone new. On a dating app, you might be messaging a lot of people when you decide to take a break and just spend some time by yourself. You are under no pressure to behave a certain way, so you can really go at your own pace and take a break if things get too intense for a few days or weeks. These are definitely dating phobias, and you shouldn't try to find a cure right away. Just do what feels right. Keep in mind to tap out if you do require some solitude and take it all in. By doing so, you can take the time to look at what's working and what isn't, allowing yourself the space to be mindful and make conscious decisions on how you want to move forwards. Be realistic. What is the worst thing that might occur? You might suffer some harm or encounter rejection, okay? Not really that bad at all, right? When you start dating again, try to maintain your composure and keep in mind that even though you might be disappointed in someone for a short while, it really isn't the end of the world. You just need to get through a few dates that don't really go anywhere until you go on one that does, before you do find someone who likes you just as much as you like them. You will enjoy dating a lot more and have a much better, less stressful time if you can cultivate a more upbeat, open mindset.